Next on the Broadway Show, it's one for the ages. I'm sitting down with the Tony-winning star of Kimberly Akimbo, Victoria Clark. Plus, Itchy Gitchy Yaya, we're seeing red with the star of Moulin Rouge, a musical, Ashley Loren. And they're simply the best. You'll meet the two women who share the role of Tina Turner in the musical's national tour. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is the Broadway Show. So glad you could be here for another great episode of the Broadway Show. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Let's get started. Okay, so this is one of the most anticipated musicals of the new Broadway season. It's Kimberly Akimbo. It's the story of a 16-year-old girl who has a rare and fictional rapid aging disease. Imagine teen angst while living in the body of a 70-year-old woman, while also dealing with a dysfunctional family. I sat down with the Tony-winning star of Kimberly Akimbo, Victoria Clark. Let's jump in and talk about it because people are really excited to see this when you start in previews, then eventually for opening in November. How are you feeling?
I'm terrified, super excited, and yeah, a little scared.
Talk about this story. Did you say like, listen, I can't wait to get back to the stage, or this story is a reason I want to go back to the stage?
Really, it's the latter. I had been doing mostly directing and doing some writing. I know you've been writing as well, and I have a lot to say right now in my life, and so it would take a really special show for me to go back on stage and feel like I can channel something that I myself would want to express. And the show is doing it to a T. So it's talking about how precious life is. And I'm approaching, that age where every moment counts, and I could never have said it better than David Lindsay-Abaire and Janine Tesori. So I'm so fortunate to be able to use their words to say what's in my heart.
I think everyone is kind of looking at life like that now. I think that the past 2 years did it. I think as we celebrate another birthday or dread another birthday, whichever way we go, we know that life is precious. And at some point we're not going to be here, and we want to appreciate every moment. Is that what this show does to you every night?
Yes. I'm the oldest person in the cast. The people that play my parents, Bonnie Milligan plays my aunt, Stephen Boyer plays my father, Ali Mazzi plays my mom. They're all at least 20 years younger than I am. And then the kids in high school are, a good 20 plus years younger than that group. So we're really a 3-generation cast. And so it's very touching for me to be in the room with them and to see them kind of grow up. And, they're teaching me so much.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. What is that like? Because you're aging, you're supposed to be, you're a teenager. And so what is that like that you're learning in real life, but also learning on the stage at the same time?
Learning to have fun again. I mean, I think sometimes when we grow into adulthood, we think, that's I should be more sophisticated like that. I shouldn't be so dorky. I shouldn't be so silly. And being around this cast has reminded me just how much fun life can be and how much fun live theater can be. So it's really a joy to come to the theater, and we're really looking forward to telling the story to a wider audience.
It's super exciting, and I think that when I see stories like this that come to Broadway that are different from what we were, maybe grew up thinking about Broadway, what does that do for the community as a whole?
Well, it's where we have to be, right? I mean, we've spent the last 2 years, and many of us much longer than that, re-examining what we want to say and how we want to say it. And this show is really breaking a lot of rules in terms of what musicals do. It's subversive, and it's irreverent, and it's hilarious and heartbreaking. It's all the things in one show. I mean, I just can't think of a show that has as many threads, emotional threads pulling through it as this. It's really complex. The major vibration, the major theme is the joy and the humor.
Because I feel like you have so many different things going on. You've got the teen, you've got who you really are. I mean, that is all part of it. And then You've got the teen that is aging in a different way. So I feel like you've got 3 characters inputting all at the same time.
Right, and it's a very interesting thing to play as an actor, because I don't think the audience thinks for 1 minute, well, that's an actual teenager. You're always, I think.
You're an adorable teenager, and I like your candy necklace.
Oh, thank you. But, I think after a while, I hope people forget that it's an older actor. I hope that they start to really believe the story, which is she has this disease, which is making her body age really fast. And it's like a roller coaster and she can't make it stop. And so I have to believe that too, or I can't get the audience to believe it.
When you hear from the audience afterward and looking at it coming to Broadway and seeing the accolades that you've already received and the show has already received, that has to be an exciting way to come in to the next opening.
It is. I mean, it's a little less unsettling than, oh, we don't know what we have here.
Right.
We don't know how to drive the car. So it's a car we've been in. It's a big, shiny, nicer, upgraded car for sure. Our director, Jessica Stone, is very confident, sure hand. This is her Broadway debut, by the way. As a director, she and I worked together on Broadway as actors. I would challenge anyone to think of all the women who direct Broadway shows. It's really hard to come up with even 5 names really off the top of your head. So this is a huge break for her, and I'm really supporting that.
I love to see women doing that, supporting women, empowering other women, and you've got some incredible women surrounding you in this too.
Yes, okay, let's start with the creative team. Janine Tesori, our composer, Jessica Stone, our director, both Little Sticks of Dynamite. Then Bonnie Milligan plays my aunt. She has probably the most powerful belt voice I've ever heard in my whole life, which is saying something because I've been around a while. Ali Mazzi was in Wicked for a long time playing Galinda. She's hilarious, also has an incredible singing voice, and they're both beautiful actresses. And then the 2 younger women in the show, Nina White and Olivia Elise Hardy, are both also they just graduated from college a couple of years ago. They were in the same class, University of Michigan. They were already friends. They auditioned for the show together, they booked it. So there's already a lot of deep connections within the company.
It's been a huge week for brand new openings on Broadway. We've talked about it before, but 5 different Pulitzer Prize winners are on Broadway this fall. That list includes Cost of Living. It's a look into the forces that bring people together, the complexity of caring and being cared for, and the ways that we all need each other. Don't Whistle on the Elevator, another Pulitzer Prize winner opening in the past week, is Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. And for the very first time, the Broadway revival has a black lead.
Right now I'm just in the world of the play, and I hope that, people have a cathartic moment, where there's a merger of what we've been working on and it has an impact on the audience, and really mine how special the writing is that Arthur Miller had. So it's really great.
After the summer of Black Lives Matter, that our awareness has shifted and that we are coming back better. And I think that seeing this story through this particular lens shows it in a way that deepens everything. One of the things that we've had when people have seen it said, you've changed the script. You must have altered things. And actually we haven't altered anything, and we've taken out a word that Wendell doesn't say, but what the implication of that word is. And so I just think it's just richer.
It's so important to go into the American canon of great dramatic literature and refresh it and have intergenerational, multicultural audiences come and say, "You're talking to me?" And the answer is yes.
It tackles some of the really beautiful things about a family. And I was talking to my mom earlier today, and I'm so excited for her to see this because I feel like we're going to have a really healthy conversation afterwards. So you can't buy that with money.
Moulin Rouge, the musical, celebrated its 3-year anniversary on Broadway just a couple of months back. The cast, led by Ashley Loren. She plays Satine. Here's Paul Wontorek.
Thanks, Tamsen. Longtime Satine standby Ashley Loren has stepped center stage in the Tony-winning hit musical. I sat down with Broadway's Sparkling Diamond at the Civilian Hotel to hear all about her incredible journey to the trapeze swing. You're Satine in Moulin Rouge.
I am.
Iconic. I mean, that's an iconic role from the movie,
Truly.
And now it's become Broadway legend.
What an honor, what an honor. My journey with Moulin Rouge has been interesting because my journey with Broadway is Moulin Rouge, but I also played Satine in a show in Vegas.
I know this, we
so
have to
my
talk
journey,
about it.
yeah, my journey with Satine has been incredible and ever evolving, and I'm still learning so much, and it's really a beautiful, I'm just so grateful to be able to do this on the greatest stage in the world.
let's talk about that. Before Moulin Rouge became a Broadway reality, you were doing a show in Vegas that was sort of a tribute to Baz Luhrmann films, which are obviously so soundtrack heavy.
Yes.
All his films.
Yes.
So talk about that.
Yes. I'm from New Jersey, and I moved to LA because I was touring with Carly Rae Jepsen at the time, and so I was living my best life in LA. Call me maybe. Maybe. I actually went on a trip to Vegas, and I've always loved Moulin Rouge. Has always been one of my favorites. So when I went with some friends and I saw that they were doing this show called Baz Star-Crossed Love, which was essentially Moulin Rouge, The Great Gatsby, and Romeo and Juliet told as, you know, like a great epic love story of vignettes using the songs from Baz Luhrmann's movies. And I was like, well, that I need to see. Yeah, so I saw this beautiful show and I was like, oh, I would love to be in that one day. Auditions came around shortly after that. Carly wasn't on tour at the point in time, and I was like, well, I don't mind. Let me audition for this. I love Satine. I would love to be Satine. So that was my first sort of dipping my toes into the world
and the songs, and a lot of the songs that you're now singing on Broadway. A lot of the songs, yes. It's been a journey with Satine, and I fall more in love with her every day. What do you love about Satine? And Satine on stage is different than Satine in the movie, I would say.
I think so too, but I also think that the beauty of my journey with her is just figuring out, you know, how art imitates life and the humanity within her in all of those tales. Because, you know, in Vegas, we told a version of her story. In the movie, Baz told a version of her story. And it's beautiful because every time someone comes into the show to breathe life into Satine, they tell a version of their story of her. But I'm really enjoying finding new things about her every day, her authenticity, how much of that she has been allowed to be, or how much she's been able to explore, and the versions of that, and her journey with love. Just all of those things that, you know, I think we all have thought about a lot in post-pandemic world. So it's really beautiful, and I'm so enjoying every day. I'm so grateful to be able to do it.
I've been talking a lot to Broadway standbys and understudies and swings.
Yes.
And what's it been like being in that role? You know, it's always been a part of the Broadway industry, but suddenly there's more of an understanding about 100%. The bigger picture of how you put a show on.
And I think it's so important, and it's about time. I mean, Broadway is a team sport.
Yeah.
You can't do any of this without everyone. What keeps a show alive is the ones that step up to the plate, sometimes last minute. I mean, I remember I've been on mid-show before, you know, and that's something that is nonstop, happening almost every day. You know what I mean? Between swings and under. I was lucky enough I covered one role. It's a pretty substantial role, but you know, we have swings who cover 10 roles, and we have swings who have done split tracks, cut tracks, multiple tracks every day, just to like you're trying to figure it out in real time. Dance captains that put together the mathematics of that are otherworldly. It's just such a skill set and such a talent that Broadway would not exist without the offstage coverage. It just wouldn't, and it certainly wouldn't be sustainable. It never was, and certainly now. I'm so happy that attention is finally being brought to these incredible aliens that have come to rescue Broadway, because that's what they are. They are heroes.
Yeah. So is it safe to assume that young Ashley in New Jersey had more of the pop dreams than the Broadway dreams?
Young Ashley had a little bit of everything. I was a sick child. I have Lyme disease, and I was diagnosed when I was a kid. So theater was actually my first. I always loved to sing. Singing was my world. Theater was my first sort of escape, and I learned pretty early on that it was an escape for audience members and for the person on stage sometimes, and the give and take of that, and you know how reciprocal that is, and how that is so healing, and that if you're an artist, you're also a healer. So because of that, I started in theater as a kid, and my reasoning was because it was like I was able to be someone that wasn't me for a while, just like a little break. And then I started writing songs because another outlet, you know, and I started doing, you know, segueing into the pop world when I was in middle school. I ended up getting signed right after high school. I was signed to Def Jam under Universal Music Group, and I was working on my album. And just things happen as they do, life happens, and an opportunity came for me to do some demo vocals for Frank Wildhorn and these new musicals that he was writing, and which is so full circle for me because my Broadway debut was in Jekyll and Hyde, the revival. And Jekyll and Hyde was the first show that I saw as a kid that I was like, oh,
wow,
that's the kind of thing I want to sing. Yeah, so I think it all started out in theater and storytelling and healing and art and escapism, and then now it's just sort of mutated into all of these other things.
There's a whole lot more to talk about on this edition of The Broadway Show. It's simply the best. Tina, the Tina Turner musical, is now on tour. You'll meet the two women who share the role of Tina Turner in the musical's national tour. The Broadway show is back in just a sec. The Tina Turner musical is now on tour, rolling across America. Let's go ahead and check back in with Paul Wontorek.
That's right, Tamsen. Tina, the Tina Turner musical, is hitting the road with two talented newcomers sharing the lead role. I met up with Naomi, Rodgers, and Zurin, Villanueva, to talk more at the Civilian Hotel. It's so incredible to meet two young newcomers who are about to do something truly amazing. You're about to both play Tina Turner on the road in Tina the Musical. Where are the emotions right now?
Oh, I'm buzzing all of the time.
Kind of pinching myself every time I'm done with a number. I'm like, oh, Tina.
But by the number, do you mean River Deep Mountain High? That is the number.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but also the mega mix, you know.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Huge
the
mega
one that
mix.
really makes you feel like you're doing a rock concert and you're really just giving Tina a farewell tour, like on the stage, get it, you're all the final pose. That's when it really hits.
The audiences love, a musical about one of their favorite icons. They love to hear all the songs. And of course, Tina Turner has an incredible life story. Angela Bassett taught us that many years ago when What's Love Got to Do With It came out.
Did.
And Adrienne Warren, of course, won a Tony Award for playing it on Broadway. This is a very unique arrangement. You're sharing the role of Tina, so you're each going to do 4 performances. For both of you, just a huge opportunity to get a role of this magnitude. I'm sure it's the opportunity you've been waiting for your whole careers up to this moment.
This is my first principal on a huge production. Done lots of stuff on regional theaters and off Broadway. I did play Dion in Clueless a few years back. And that was the first principal in New York City, but this is like huge production. And I was like, when I got the email, because my agent tried to call me and I was somewhere. So I got the email and I literally stared at the wall for like 45 minutes because I couldn't believe it.
It was half hour before going on.
Nice.
And my agents had called me a couple hours before saying, they said they loved you. And then all I know is 2 hours later, I get a call and I'm like, not them calling me again. I go, yes. And as soon as they go, okay, we've got the other agent on the phone. And I was like, I didn't even let them, I said, don't you tell me I got Tina Turner. Don't you tell me I'm about to be Tina Turner on the first national tour of Tina Turner. And then they go, you're gonna be Tina. And I go, ah. So I wake the whole entire hallway up. The boys' dressing room is over there. The girls' dressing room is right here. I go, I look at my company manager, stage manager. I go, I got it. Everybody comes out their dressing rooms and is like, what? And I just get a round of applause for like a good 5 minutes. It was the most joyous moment I've ever had in my entire life.
This is a physically exhausting role. I know from talking to past other performers who've played it. How do you prepare for doing this?
A lot of carbs because
I'm trying to eat.
The first week and the first day of rehearsal, we did the mega mix. And it was like, it was intense. And it was just drilling and getting your stamina up. And it's all about repetition, honestly. It gets easier once you find your groove, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when Tina was on tour, if I'm just thinking realistically, I feel like she didn't have time to be at the gym. She was on a world tour, you know? She was getting her workout in while she was on stage. Her hair's all wet and sweaty and things like that. So you're burning those calories. And I know she was like, can I get a pasta and bread, please, right afterwards? You know what I'm saying?
It's really just trying to get those calories back into my body. Like you think it's just like, oh, it's easy, you just have to eat. It is so not easy. You have to drink way more water to compensate for all of the food you're eating. So like, I've literally just been eating.
The story is so strong and it's so beautifully told and it really feels like you've experienced this whole journey with this woman. And the songs are pretty good. So any personal favorites if you had to choose one? Like right now, maybe like what are you enjoying the most in rehearsal? Or
Better Be Good to Me is one of my favorite songs. It's just, when I listen to her studio version, I go, sing to me, Tina. But also the way that we interpret it in the show is just powerful.
It is. It is. I agree. I concur. And I add a Simply the Best.
yeah.
I love that song.
Autumn is in the air, and we are really excited to give you the chance to fall for Broadway. This is awesome. It's our Fall Back to Broadway sweepstakes. So there's a lot on the line here. We're giving you a round-trip airfare to New York City, a 3-night stay in the heart of the theater district, plus a pair of tickets to see 3 Broadway shows, including MJ and A Beautiful Noise, a visit to the brand new Museum of Broadway, as well as lunch at the famed Broadway restaurant Sardi's, where you'll get an exclusive Q&A session with a legit Broadway star. This is amazing. It's the Fall Back to Broadway sweepstakes. Enter right now at thebroadwayshow.com. The Broadway Show is back in just a sec. And that's going to do it for us. Until next time, I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is The Broadway Show.